The vision
This
charm.
is BGDH's most powerful.
Oop.
All right.
Is it Ryan? It's just a whole video of Ryan.
Oh.
What?
Oh yeah, where's the?
Look, dude. In terms of Super Saiyanness, you've got the highest power level.
Alright, I got the hair for it.
We got that uses the most smash attacks.
We ready?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
me then.
Yeah.
Okay. BGDH is most powerful. We're gonna unlock, or not unlock. We're gonna explore the power system of BGDH. You'll see.
Oh my God, are you dividing us into Nen categories?
You'll see. Okay.
I hope
your
I'm a
things
transmuter.
Power scale rankings.
Oh, okay.
I'm your host, Vivers X.
And I'm Brandon Jojo. And today we're going to be counting down the top 15 most powerful beings in BGDH.
Oh God.
Right here at number 15, we have Casual Jill.
Alright.
Now, I feel like Casual Jill is a very good baseline for this power scale ranking. Wouldn't you agree, Josiah?
Yeah, I would agree with that. Very casual, not super threatening, but has a lot up her sleeves.
Yeah, I mean, she really does have
She doesn't
a
have
lot of
sleeves.
amazing feats, but also a lot of weaknesses. There's many different forms of Casual Jill. You have the Classic Jill, you have BSAA Jill, Army Jill, but I really do think the most powerful one of them all is Casual Jill.
And I really think that's because she seems so casual and she isn't.
Honestly, she's anything but casual. She has a lot of weapons up her sleeve. She's got like rocket launchers, flamethrowers, shotguns, daggers, pistols. But I think one of the coolest abilities she has is that she's the master of unlocking. Did you know that?
I did not know that. I mean, how do you beat that? But then that, on top of it, hard to beat that.
Yeah, she has a lot up her sleeve. She does have some weaknesses, and I feel like one of her main weaknesses is that she was not able to save Barry. He died. There's nothing she could do. It's pretty challenging, and it's sad that he wasn't able to make it.
Right. Take that to account. I mean, when it mattered most, she did fall short. At number 14, we have Colin's lap. Something that you wouldn't expect to be in your top 15, but it's a pretty crazy trap because it was able to take down Taekwondo Joshua.
And it was
That's my title.
It was hilarious.
Taekwondo Joshua.
Because of that, Taekwondo Josh barely did make the cut, right?
Damn!
Taekwondo Josh, he didn't even make the cut at all. I mean, if we were to place him somewhere, I think he'd probably be like maybe ranked 16.
I was about to say, damn it, they always told me I was only top 16 material.
I would agree. You're talking about someone with weapons versus without, and someone who's been taken out by a laptop. I mean, what else do you have?
Play the
It's a
clip.
laptop.
Right. Right.
And, you know, it is a trap, and I think one of the reasons why it's actually is
Look, I was
better
drunk,
than
okay?
Casual Jill is because Jill has actually fallen for many traps in all of those people.
Let's talk about the enter for a second. I mean, Colin is very mysterious and quiet about how he plants these traps.
He works in mysterious ways.
Right, and when Josh questioned him about it, he said, just don't worry about it.
At the end of the day, don't ask questions. Just try and avoid it. That's all you can do. That's all you can do for this.
But at the end of the day as well, it is just a laptop.
It still took out Josh, though. Okay. Next
Taekwondo
up.
Josh.
It did take out Taekwondo Josh. After that, we have number 13, the Band of the Pirates. Oh yeah. That's right.
Copyright.
Copyright.
These are
That's
Disney
right, that's
copyright.
So this is the legendary track
It
of
happens
the
every
Pirates of the Caribbean. This is a track that plays in Kingdom Hearts 2, and it's hidden everywhere. It could be behind a wall, it could be behind a boulder, it could literally be anywhere, and you'll be in danger when you hear it. It has the
Right.
ability to summon as many enemies as it wants at
does.
any time. And
If you think about it.
as you know from playing through that stage, it shows up a lot.
I mean, that track to me, it's pretty intense when you just listen to it, but then the fact that it's able to literally summon enemies whenever it wants, at whatever amount it wants to, that's just it's really hard to beat that.
You can't
It really is.
Honestly, and I think because of that, it can defeat any type of trap. It can send as many enemies as it wants to kind of get rid of traps. And Jill, like, she's fought plenty of zombies in the past. I don't know if she can fight these Kingdom Hearts 2 creatures, honestly.
I don't think so. I don't think so. And, I mean, the fact is, Colin's laptop is a trap, but not nearly as deadly as this trap.
I mean, yeah, it pretty much beats any trap because it is a trap. It is placed at number 13. After that, we have a classic. Number 12, Jail Cell Josiah. Jail Cell Josiah was somehow imprisoned by Taekwondo Josh. Like, I don't even know how Taekwondo Josh was able to put Jail Cell Josiah in that cell.
Wait,
But we
so
know
I
it
trapped
happened,
him.
and
More
it
powerful.
definitely did kind of lower his stats a little bit. But I think there's a lot more to this story. Joe, can you tell us more about it?
I can, and I will actually tell you, didn't Jail Cell Josiah put himself behind those bars?
That is
I
true.
believe so. He gladly imprisoned himself, actually.
He did, And one thing about Jail Cell Josiah is that he has the power over music itself.
That is
He's
true.
a musician, after all, right?
Yes, he is. And he's a pirate.
That is true. And if you really think about it, wouldn't that mean that Jail Cell Josiah has the power of the Band of the Pirates?
Yeah, I would think so.
I think
He's a pirate who has power over music itself. I mean,
That's
is
pretty
more powerful than a musical trap. That's way more deadly, I think.
I mean, honestly, if Josiah was not in this jail cell, he would be a lot higher on this list. And, his stats have a massive debuff because of this jail cell. It kind of does have to be placed.
And at number 11, we have VHS.gig. This is a trumpet cryptid that some think it's real, some think it's fake. And, the general consensus is it's a figment of our imagination.
It's really debatable at the end of the day. You have many
Yes.
type of cryptids. You have stuff like Bigfoot, you have Mothman. Some people they have a lot of evidence that it is known that it exists. I think a pretty good amount of people think that VHS.GIF Joshua does exist. I mean, we have video evidence.
The
VHF
VHF GIF
basically,
Joshua
what this
is
thing
real.
does, this GIF
VHF?
does, is it basically is able to insert itself into any VHS tape. And so it really creates some pretty funny, unique
Why-
things in there.
Why is this an
And so it's
SCP
any
article
now? And so that's pretty powerful when you think about it.
Object
And
class
just
Euclid.
the mystery behind the real versus fake debate. Enough, I think that it enjoys living in that mystery. I personally think it's real.
Yeah.
I think that mystery creates a lot of power and tension.
Yeah, I think it derives its power from faith itself. If you believe it, it becomes more powerful. So potentially it could even be higher on this list. But there are a few people that don't believe in him. They're kind of crazy, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons why it
Imagine if it
places
just came
this
up
high is because it
slowly
faked
turned
evidence used
front
to
and
imprison
stopped.
jail cell Josiah itself. And
fakes
I feel like
evidence.
that's a huge crime. That was a lot of damage to our last ranking, and that's kind of
Yeah.
one of the reasons why jail cell Josiah is so weak at this time.
And that's why it got bopped by VHS GIF of Joshua.
And after that, we have number 10, Catapult Squidlet.
Yes.
This is a very powerful being. With its trusty
just gonna
catapult,
be
it can launch itself at very high velocity, traveling thousands and thousands upon miles, as you've seen in the credits of the Squidlet video game. Like, one launch, it just travels almost across the planet itself. I feel like if you got hit by something like this, it would just be absolutely devastating.
I can't even imagine. I mean, we actually get to see the impact of its fall, and it
impact.
creates a crater in the ground. I mean,
Yeah.
very powerful.
From readings, I would say it falls under Supersonic Plus level.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Exactly. The reason why it kind of has like a one-up against our last ranking, VHS.GIF Joshua, is because it has no electronics in its mechanism.
Ah.
Yeah, exactly. So there's really nothing they can do to this catapult. And also, from what I know about Catapult Squidlet, it does have strong evidence about not being a trumpet player. I mean, yeah,
Strong evidence.
if there was a belief that this Squidlet was a trumpet player, it could have been in jail too. It could have been in jail. I don't know. There's a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that's why it's definitely places at this ranking.
And at number 9, we have Wolf-Link Moonjump.
What's that?
Do you believe in the moon landing?
Well, I mean, kind of like the VHS.GIF, Joshua, it's kind of up to interpretation. In my opinion, it did exist.
Yeah, so whether you believe in it or not, Wolf-Link Moonjump has been there. He's been to the moon. It's called Moonjump for a reason.
That is
An
true.
insanely powerful ability, being able to
Counterpoint, there's
jump
no moon in that
anytime,
skybox.
anywhere, wherever. And never gets tired, just can keep going.
The moon is coming
on
down
and
to
on.
you.
It's crazy.
That's a pretty
Wrong
powerful
game,
ability,
but-
just
Yeah, wrong
being able
game.
to go almost anywhere you want.
Eventually.
I assume you can just avoid any attack that
It'd be so funny if you
tries
play a
to
video game
launch
using
at
an
it.
ability called Moon
Right,
Jump,
right,
and
yeah,
instead of like a really high jump, the moon crashes down and like rocket jumps you.
Has a lot of
Yeah,
abilities.
decently
You can do it once.
Yeah,
The
but
moon
when you
crashes
add
in front of
this
you and then
moon
you
jump
jump off the
ability,
moon.
all of a sudden,
Yeah, that or it's like a
It
rocket
teleports
jump.
you onto the
One
moon
thing,
and you
though,
just start
Even
jumping.
though it's a very
You
hard
rental
target to
that.
hit, he's very vulnerable
Yeah,
at
lots
the same
of
time. So
Yeah.
if you do hit him, he's down with the count.
Yeah, I mean, I assume flying characters, that could be a weakness, or projectiles. But, and,
Yep.
at the end of the day, Wolf-Link, in order to attack his opponent, he really does have to get in there. So that does kind of open him
Yeah.
up to, getting hits. And that's why it's a pretty broken ability, just being able to moon jump. But that's
Right.
probably why
Why did you
he
put my fail that?
To be aggressive and attack, he's got to be close, and his defense is running away essentially when he's moon jumping, right?
That's true. You gotta give the dog some respect.
I feel like the Squidlet catapult could hit it.
Next up on
Maybe.
the list, number 8, we have the 48 frames of collision. Concept in an actual character.
Yo, he
But
could just
it's
phase
still
through.
Very powerful. It's
Tunnel
still
effect.
a pretty big nuisance at the end of the day. From what I've heard, the 48 frames of collision was developed in an underground lab for the sole purpose of being a funny factoid that you can tell your friends in casual discussion. Have you ever had your friends talk to you about this before?
I have. And I did not realize that was the intent behind it.
It's a pretty cool factoid.
Yeah. When I think about the 48 frames,
Tunnel
of collision,
effect, bro.
I'm way more scared of the 12 other frames out of the 60. Because that's where everything can go wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one thing though, as far as a weakness for the 48 frames of collision, is those 12 frames where there's no collision, very dangerous, but some people are able to take advantage of them for their benefit.
That is true. It can be predictable in certain cases.
Right.
There is definitely some ways around the 48 frames of collision that can be advantageous.
Right. Very dangerous, but if you know what you're doing, you can take advantage of them. At number 7, we have Smash Bros. Final Boss Ryan. There's Ganon, there's Bowser, and then you got your Smash Bros. Final Boss Ryan, a triple champion in the BGDH annual Smash Bros. Tournament.
Quadruple.
He's beaten his teacher in the finals, I think almost every year. Maybe every year.
Honestly, from my perspective, as a Roy player, I would honestly say that he's a big challenge for me.
Really?
You never know who's gonna win.
It usually comes down to the wire, but I'm just saying, whenever he sits down and he selects Captain Falcon or Ganon or whoever he's playing, you know it's getting real.
Just doesn't matter who he selects if he sits down,
Yeah, I mean, I like to juggle myself, but I don't like to be juggled. I think we can all agree with that.
No one combos quite like this guy. I mean, once he starts, it's hard to get out of there.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, no one combos like this guy. He's got a lot up his sleeve. You know, you got the Falcon Punch, you got the knee to the face, you got, like, all these dash. He's very fast, honestly.
Yep. And if he starts taunting you with shoulder moves,
Show
you
your
may as well just spike your controller. You may as well spike your controller at that point. I think that's what Josh said one time. Because you're done. If he starts taunting you, he knows he's got it in the bag. It's over because he's very confident at that point. He's very confident at that point. He's not a cocky final boss. And collected, but dangerous. But he's not invincible.
That being said, we have number 6, Roy himself.
We just watched Roy
Specifically
get
Rainbow
Cruise.
This is Rainbow
Very
Cruise
powerful.
Roy.
You know, he's got some range, he's very fast, able to take care of a lot of, you know, Smash Bros. Final boss Ryan's abilities. But there are many times when we're on levels like Final Destination
Bro's got, like,
where
6
Roy is
canon
just
defeats
not
on the
quite
record.
able to make the cut sometimes. But then you have stages like Rainbow Cruise. It has a lot of obstacles. It's kind of has some weird collision. This is where Roy really takes advantage of all of Smash Bros. Final Bosses Ryan's
The
weaknesses.
bullshit.
Obstacles
Yeah.
and for platforming, that's where it really starts to become tough, especially for Smash Bros. Final Boss Ryan.
And one of the most broken abilities that Roy Rainbow Cruise has is the ability to choose Rainbow Cruise even when you choose a random stage.
Oh my gosh.
Exactly. When he needs it the most, it doesn't even matter if it's random. It'll be chosen.
It'll be
And
Yep.
when it's chosen, Ryan better watch himself, honestly.
So far, he hasn't been on the successful side when it comes to.
I know.
I agree. Honestly, thinking about it now, there are a lot of pirates on this rankings. You know, but Captain Falcon, I don't even know what captain he's on Rainbow Cruise.
Right.
You might want to say it's easy to blame it on the stage, but I think Roy's our boy. He's able to back it up. I would say he definitely stays on that ship.
He stays on the ship.
And then we have number 5, Dodgeball Rover. I bet some of you don't remember who this guy is, and I think that's kind of sad. He is a very powerful being, and he deserves to be in the top 5 of this rankings.
Can you imagine? Just imagine. Can you imagine playing Red Rover with this guy?
I can't.
No. You would be out for the count real quick.
Dodgeball Rover is a very powerful being. He has the power of Dodgeball. This ball does a lot of damage to Link. It's able to kill Link, it's able to throw it, but there are some weaknesses and advantages to having this Dodgeball. But before I go into that, one thing has to be clear. Dodgeball Rover is an immortal being.
It is
Absolutely nothing can damage Dodgeball Rover in battle. It doesn't matter if it's Link's swords, his arrows, bombs. He is invincible. And not a lot of characters on this list can say that about themselves.
That is true.
With the exception, of course, of his own dodgeball. That's his kryptonite.
Yes, that is true. Dodgeball Rover kind of is the Superman of this rankings. He has the dodgeball, but it's the only thing that can damage him. And so if, you know, he misses his shot and Link gets that ball, it could be potentially over for him.
I mean, I would not enjoy playing dodgeball with this guy, but I will say, if you're able to get your hands on that dodgeball, you have a pretty good shot. Because he's a big target,
Yeah.
and it's a big ball.
And, you know, let's just say theoretically, what if he just hid that dodgeball somewhere? You wouldn't even be able to damage him. You wouldn't even...
Think about that.
It'd be impossible. And I think for that reason, he's very high up. Definitely, rank 5 is a pretty generous rank for him.
Yeah, I would agree. I think even without the dodgeball, I mean, he's not a small fella. He can
Honestly.
jumps over. I mean, if he hops around, I mean, he could just hop right on Link.
And because of all of those reasons, he is number 5 on this rankings.
And at number 4, we have Rainbow Sands Undertale. We all know Sands. We all know Sands from Undertale,
Yes.
right? One of the final bosses of a genocide playthrough. But one thing that Undertale has, and Sands has even more than any other boss, is being able to change the color of his opponent from red to blue to all these other things, and all these colors limit you in some sort of way. And this version of Sands, Rainbow Sands, has all those colors at the same time. So all of a sudden, I mean, you have full control of your opponent at that point.
Look, I didn't know we were bringing in non-canon side
This is canon to
Powerful color
BGDH.
itself at that
Yep,
point.
yep.
Rainbow Sands Undertale is still, at the end of the day, still kind of has the same weaknesses as normal Sands Undertale. If you can hit him, he's dead, one hit. But because of this Rainbow Sands Undertale ability, he's really able to not be hit even more than usual.
Yeah, I don't even think you could attempt to hit him. I mean, at least in the regular Sans Undertale, you can attempt to hit him, and eventually, of course, you wear him out. But this time, you're not even able to wear him out because he just has complete control over you with all colors at the same time.
And, I mean, let's just say that you even got somewhat close to attacking him. He still has the powers of normal Sans Undertale.
That's right.
He is able to stop the fight and not continue his turn. And if he never continues his turn, it's over. It cannot
That's
continue, but it can never stop at the same time.
And you're not going to be able to move that box to hit him. I mean, if he falls asleep, because you're all the colors. I mean, you're not going to be able to
The colors.
with Rainbow Sands is he does rely on having color available to him. And so without color, he's not nearly this powerful. And so that's why he did not quite get into the top 3.
This next guy.
And at number 3, we have Darkness with Pajama Sam's flashlight.
Fair and deserved. Fair
This
and
is
deserved.
not something that you would expect to have in the top 3. This would not, I think, be people's expectation.
Yeah, honestly, going into this, I didn't even have Darkness with Pajama Sam's flashlight in my mind.
No, who would, right? He doesn't seem very threatening, but when you think about the big picture here, you have darkness itself. Light is needed to create color, right?
That's right.
And if you have darkness with Pajama Sam's flashlight, all of a sudden darkness is controlling the light.
He really does have the power of darkness and light at the same time. That's a pretty impressive combo.
Yeah, when you think about it, like, we're kind of used to having the sun dictate the light of the world, right? Darkness is not controlling it, the sun is. Now all of a sudden, darkness itself is controlling the light. And so when you think of Sans Undertale would stand a chance against darkness with Pajama Sam's flashlight.
Because there is no color. You know, no light, no
Right.
color.
Right.
This is where it gets incredibly overpowered.
Yes.
At number 2, we have the King of Red Lions and the Triforce itself. As we all know, the Triforce is a very powerful object. In the lore of Zelda, it has many different abilities. It has the power of, well, power itself. It has wisdom and courage. And when it's combined together, it can grant any wish the user wants. And so when the King of Red Lions gets the Triforce, he's able to make that wish at the end of the Wind Waker and was able to do a lot. Can you tell us about that, Joe?
Yeah, he wipes out all of Hyrule. and it basically causes it to flood. Ganon's kind of trying to save it, and King of Red Lions wants to flush it away and move on and move to something new. And the thing about it is the King of Red Lions himself is able to turn from a boat to a human whenever he wants.
Yeah.
As a boat, he has a cannon. He can shoot bombs out. He can and a crane. He can dig for treasures. And we also see him warp from place to place throughout the game as well. And so he's got a lot of powerful abilities already. No Triforce in hand. I mean, yeah, the King of Red Lions is a boat, but I bet if he had the Triforce, he could probably turn himself into a plane. Who knows? He can do whatever he wants. He can do whatever he wants. And he basically chose to wipe out an entire mass of land. I mean, that is very, very powerful. And so when you combine those two things, it's, I mean, really, that's hard to beat.
And with that being said, before we go into our final rankings, we have the honorable mentions. Now, as we were talking about earlier, you know, this is a top 15. Because of that, there are going to be some characters that slip through the cracks a little bit. As we said before, Taekwondo Josh could possibly be rank 16.
Where
so
did you even
he
get
could,
that?
but there are others.
Such as We Shop Automaton,
Josiah's Tacos,
The Chandelier from Hitman 2,
Monster Hunter Original,
Joshua Mecha Brutal Transformation,
A Box,
Skellyman McMahon,
Yeah.
Sephiroth DDD.
and lastly, for Ryan Adventure.
Ryan Fit Adventure.
Sadly, they could not make it in the top 15, but they are pretty honorable in and of themselves.
Agreed. But our final number one spot has to go to BGDH Hardy. And there's really nothing that can bop this at all. You're talking about a very stern, direct being that is essentially, when you dig into the lore, the god of BGDH. And if you dig into the lore, it's the creator of BGDH itself. An all-powerful being, and has been shown to be able to grant wishes whenever it wants. It doesn't need a Triforce or anything else. It can grant wishes whenever it wants. And you're talking about an all-powerful being. And beyond having just all this power, also has the ability to travel through time and create time loops.
That's true.
Time loop.
And with that time loops, BGDH Haruhi can actually put people in those time loops, making it pretty much impossible to get out of. We're really dealing with a fourth dimensional being here. I don't think there is any being that could beat this.
Those, you can't beat that at all. And that is why it makes our top spot in our power scale rankings for BGDH.
I want to thank you all for watching.
Let us know if you agree. Do you think we
Yeah.
should have swapped
What
it
do you guys
around?
think?
Do you think there's other things we're forgetting?
Do you think Taekwondo Josh should have been in the top 15? I don't think so.
It was
Just
a close
dip
call.
for
It was a
Taekwondo
close
Josh.
call, but I don't think
Where
so.
are all the
I don't think
bingo
so.
players?
Well, with that being said, I hope you have a good one.
Thank you, everybody.
Where's
Here's
the
what I'm
Best
saying.
Anime Girl?
Here's what I'm saying. Final Smash boss Ryan
Yeah.
on almost all characters has 2 free hands, which could pick up the iron ball.
Whoa.
Rainbow Cruise Roy has a sword. He can't pick up the ball.
It is kind of hard to pick up both at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just saying.
okay.
Well, Lick does.
What did you guys think? What did you guys think? Tell us about it.
there.
Anybody else
Ryan.
who forgot?
I want
Don't
to
give
know.
him
I want to know
excuses.
who's capable. I want to know who's capable of harnessing the 48 frames with collision.
Yo, bro, it's just the tunnel effect.
Where-
All my molecules have aligned.
Where is Bemba Anime Girl in all of this?
Rainbow and yeah. That would also be up there, yeah.
Mhm.
But we got Skelly Man McMahon.
Yeah. To be fair, he is seemingly able to survive being blown up many a time.
That is true.